Hello friends, welcome back. So good thing is I was able to do it for the second consecutive day because there was a lot of gap between the second and third day. So I want to maintain this cadence of having this stream daily and continue my learning. And uh, just going through what we did yesterday, uh, we were able to uh, like just look at the basics, all the basics of visual code. What are the different settings, understand how we can change those settings, how we can better utilize the terminal. We also got into a little bit of uh, understanding of the Python code. It was not to a deeper extent, but we were able to see some for loop that was there in Python, and how in different steps the program is executed. So I think we were able to also see the Explorer editor and the terminal panels and understand them a little better. And we also went through some commands, and I learned few commands of how to create a folder, create a file, go change the directory, and just see where we are at by typing pwd. We created a text file, we found the git version. So a lot of things that we completed yesterday. So now we move on to the day two, and we'll see what our goal is. So by the end of today's session, I think we'll delve deeper into our understanding of the terminal. So we are able to move around folders confidently and able to create new folders, files from terminal, and verify where you are. I think this is the pwd command, and it says that this is the highest value beginner skills because it prevents confusion later. So good to know. So this is the terminal navigation model. pwd is I've not looked at the full form, but I guess it is present working directory. So it shows the current working location. ls shows what is in the current location, basically lists all the files that are present in that location. cd space folder name, move into another folder. So I tried this, but somehow it said the rtfs or those are not available. So if we get to that, we'll see what is the error that I was making. cd space dot dot is move one level up. mkdir space folder name is typed to create a folder, and touch space file name, create an empty file. Okay. So to understand it in plain English, the terminal is where we are standing in one room of a building. So building you can think of as the whole system, or all the local folders and files that are there on your system. And terminal is one room of a building, and pwd tells us which room that is. ls shows what objects etc are present in that room, and cd we use to move through the door to another room, or move one level up in the hierarchy when we use cd space dot dot. So good that it's explained in plain English as well. Okay, so before going further, it says that we just look at the basic commands of Linux, and let's see what kind of information is there in this link. This is the uh, program that we used yesterday. So shell, I think we touched upon it in our first session also, but I've not fully understood what that is. We got to know in Git that dash is born again shell, and born is the the creator of the Unix shell program. So it is a wordplay on that. So It says that simply put, the shell is a program that takes commands from keyboard and gives them to the operating system to perform. Yes, in the old days, it was the only interface available on Unix like system, such as Linux. So now I believe, because like uh, there are many graphical user interface, or yeah, it says I didn't read it. I was just trying to explain on my own, but yeah, now we have the GUIs in addition to the CLIs. CLIs are command line interface, such as the shell program called Born Again Shell Bash, an enhanced version of original Unix shell program SH, acts as the shell program. Besides Bash, there are other shell programs available for such as KSH, ZSH. So if you see in the terminal that I have, it says ZSH, uh, ZSH, yeah, in the terminal. So this is referring to the different kinds. And if I just change it, and we there was an option to change it. Not getting the option. Where was it? So, okay. So earlier I remember I saw that I had an option to change this ZSH to different different kind of shell. Shell integration, show environment contribution. If I hover over it, it gives these details: process ID, command line, ZSH. If I, okay, I don't want the same ZSH. I was trying to change the ZSH to something else. I hope the documentation that we are seeing, it tells us how to change it, because I thought I knew how, like by clicking on in some drop down I found it, but not able to find it now. So it's a program called Terminal Emulator. This is a program that opens a window and lets you interact with this shell. Terminal emulators, install several: genome, console, xterm, EVT, and xterm, eterm. These are different types of terminal. Launch terminal formula, look through list of programs. So we have the terminal in Mac, which we can open directly by searching in Spotlight, and in VS Code and Cursor also at the bottom we have the terminal. So this is talking about system where you have to launch through some special like typing some special commands. Bring up a terminal window, shell prompt that contains our username and the name of machine followed by dollar sign. Yes, we have that there. Now type some nonsense. Command not found. Not press up. Yeah. So these things I already know. And in a previous stream also I have used it, that if you uh, after this arrow sign, when you are about to type, if you press up arrow, you get the previous command, and if you type some random nonsense, that then this is the error that you get. Try the left and right arrow. We can position the text cursor. The last character of your shell prompt is hash rather than dollar. You are operating as super user. Do not operate as super user if you are not sure. Even though mouse is a command line interface, mouse is still handy. Using mouse to scroll the contents of Can use it, drag the mouse over some text, for example, right here on the browser. It should highlight, releasing the left button, and move the mouse pointer to turn, press the middle button alternately. Okay. Remove the mouse pointer and press the middle button so that it says that if I go to the terminal, I highlighted it, and if I press the middle button, no, nothing happens. Shouldn't I have to copy it if I have to paste it somewhere? Let's see it again. Drag the mouse over some text, for example, or right here on the browser window. I've done it. Holding text should highlight, release the left button, moves the mouse pointer to the terminal window. It, I can drag it, but uh, this is something else. Okay, I think we can just copy paste. So these are some other articles, writing shell scripts, resources, books, uh, Linux command line. So if I open it, Linux command line, I think we ordered the, sorry, we downloaded the cheat sheet, etc. earlier, and this is also a similar book which should tell us about more about the the various command lines, or the command line interface, and what all we need to know how a process works. Yeah, it's very detailed. It's more than, wow, this is quite a long book. It's 570 pages. So from basic, if I want to understand everything about the terminal, this book has everything in detail. Good, good. I've downloaded it. Now, moving on to the next, moving around the file system. So this is the second link that we are going to learn. Open and see what is there to learn. Navigation. The first three commands. Okay, I thought it was present working directory, but it's print working directory, cds change directory, ls list files and directories. Like Windows, orange note hierarchical directory structure. This means they are organized in tree-like pattern called directories. May contain files and subdirectories. The first directories in the file system is called root directory. Root directory contains files and subcategories which contain more files and so on and so on. Okay, file manager, this is the normal, basically whatever we use in the system to navigate, usually with our mouse, and click and go deeper into any folder or subfolders. That is the graphical version of the CLI. So it is there in hierarchical structure. So I think everyone should be aware of it. Uh, yeah, this is the file manager. Windows and Unix, such as Linux, is there. Linux does not employ concept of drive letters. Hmm. Use of different trees, one for each device. Always use a single tree. Okay. Cannot provide graphical pictures of file system structure. You must have a different way of representing it. To do this, think of a file system tree as a maze. We are standing in it. At any given moment, we are located in single directory. Inside that directory, we can see its files and pathways to its parent directory and the pathways to the subdirectories of the directory in which we are standing. The directory in which we are standing is called working directory. PWD, we used it yesterday. PWD, if I'll just use it again. So we saw the Git version that was there. So if I type PWD, we are in RTFS week 1. The print working directory. Home directory will be called home username, but it can be anything. To list the files in, we use the ls command. So we'll come back to ls. We also used this command yesterday. We saw this command gives all the objects that are present in that directory. To change the working directory, yeah, this is important because I was getting some error when I typed the folder name, which I thought it would take it to that folder which I'm typing after cd space. So to change the working directory, we use the cd command followed by path name of the desired working directory. Path name is root we take along the branches of tree to get. Path names can be specified two different ways: absolute path names, or let's look at absolute. Absolute begins with the root directory, follows the tree branch by branch until path is desired directory of file is completed. Acting on a system in which most programs are involved, path name is use slash user slash bin, which means the root of means from the root directory. There is a directory called user which contains a directory called bin. cd slash user slash bin pwd ls. Shell prompt has changed from the original me to bin. Where an absolute path name starts from root directory and leads to a relative path name starts from the working directory. To do this, it uses a couple special notation represents relative position in the system tree. A dot and dot dot first to the working directory and the first to the working directory size out. cd space user bin pwd. Okay, now let's say we want to change the working directory to parent of user bin, which is slash user. First with cd slash user. Okay. cd dot dot. Okay. And which one to use? The one that requires least typing. Likewise, we change the working directory from user to user bin in two different ways. First, using absolute path name cd user bin, or with relative cd from user. If you want to get, okay, let's try these out. We're just changing the directories. So I type pwd, we have typed. I type cd, and I want to, if I type users slash biru, okay, and the pwd is users biru. If I type cd dot, if I type cd users biru rtfs, so it says there is no such directory. So what is the confusion? If I type cd space users space sorry, slash biru slash rtfs, if I type the case sensitive exact letters, users biru tfs, if I type cd dot biru dot slash biru, so cd users slash biru, cd users slash biru slash rtfs. So I'm able to navigate if I use slash and it is not case sensitive, but the documentation said that even without using user, if I type cd space bin, it would be the same thing. So if I type cd dot dot, it goes to biru, and if I type cd space rtfs, wow. So it works. It is only the parent folder that it goes into one level deeper if I don't put anything also, any slash or any dot in it. Okay, so we have tried all of the commands that were there. If we type cd followed by nothing, cd will change the directory to home directory. Cd username, cd, okay, these are few shortcuts. Cd followed by nothing, change the working directory to our home directory. Let's try this. Cd is the home directory, and if cd will go back to the previous directory. Understood. And was there anything more? If I type cd, cd and view goes to the root directory of the user. File names that begin with a period character are hidden. So unless just typing ls will not give us the uh, all the all the files. The one which start with dot are hidden. We have to type ls space hyphen a. Hmm. File names are case sensitive. No concept of file extension. Name files any way you like. No file names. No, 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 no. Period, dash, and underscore. No spaces. This is a very important thing. There should be no spaces in file names. So I'll copy these notes in the text file that I created for now. So limiting the file name to period, dash, and underscore. There should not be any spaces. Hmm. Okay. This page is also done. Now moving on to the next. Unix file system hierarchy visual. Okay, this is a visual diagram. I think for the understanding. Hmm. Unix file system hierarchy. Unix file system hierarchy diagram. Root in essential user command slash spin will try to search is the this is I think this is the link that was provided. Let's see if it works. Mm. So this is the root file bin essential user command binaries. So ls make directory more mount no nano open ping ps pwd h star touch mount name. So I will change the link in the file so it links to the correct diagram. Slash etc configuration files for the system. Host name, host allow init, password, profile, protocols, resort, time zone, sbin, essential system binaries, fdisk, fsck, getty, hold, config, mix, slash user read only user application supports user bin most user commands. That includes standard files for C code, the local variable data files, cache, libraries, log, spool, tmp, MP file saved between reboots, dev device files, include dev null, home user, home directories, libraries, MNT, optional software applications, folder for the root user. Okay, so gone through this, what to notice, folders can contain other folders. Yes, you can move down to folder or up to parent folder. Commands operate from, not from where you think you are. Right? Terminal run pwd, read the output, we've done it. Run ls and point out the visible items. This we did yesterday, but I will do it again. If I type ls, it lists. Okay, there are three folders: hello world, rtfs, week01, vs code. And if I change directory to rtfs slash rtfs week01, would I have to write the whole command again, like from users? If I change, okay, rtfs week01, yes, we move to rtfs week01. If I type ls here, use the setup nodes, which is currently open, and pwd we have in rtfs week01. So then make directory terminal practice. So in this, I will type, we are in the week1 folder, make directory terminal practice. So it made two, terminal and practice, because folders are listed with space, so it created two folder, terminal and practice. If we see, sorry, what did the file say? It said, so this is, I made an error by typing a space in between, so it said terminal hyphen practice. So I'll go again. I don't know yet how to delete it, so I will create another folder, terminal practice. And if you see, the terminal practice folder will appear here. Yeah. So after doing this, I will type ls to see what is present here. Okay, we are in w01, so it also shows all the folders that are created, or folders and files. So, and if I type pwd, we are in rtfs week01, run cd terminal practice. So to move into this the new folder we created, I type cd terminal practice. We moved into terminal practice. To check, we type pwd, we are at the correct location, and pwd again. Yeah, run touch node 1.txt. So if I type touch node, so touch, let me just Let me just check if touch command creates the okay, so touch command creates an empty file or update the access and modification timestamp of an existing file. So if I type touch space notes 1.txt in terminal practice, right now nothing is there. It should create a text file. Yes, it's created here. So, and if I type ls, I see this file is there. Only one file that we created. Okay. So all the commands that you see here, we have gone through it. And after we change verify with pwd or ls, yeah, I've done it. Create a practice folder inside. We created it. Create two nested subfolders, one text file each inside subfolder. The terminal practice is there. So in subfolder lab a.txt, lab b.txt. That is what we are meant to do. Create two subfolders, create two text file within each. So just to check, we are at terminal practice. Create first folder. I type. Actually, I can create both lab A, lab B. So two folders are created, lab A, lab B subfolders. And if I type ls again, lab A, lab B, the file that is there. I type cd lab A, we go into lab A, type pwd where we are, lab A touch. So the file name should be a.txt touch a.txt type ls. A.txt is there in lab A. Move up where we are at terminal practice in directory lab B, and then pwd, we are in lab B touch b.txt ls. This is present. So we created subfolders and text file is there in each. So let's check the instructions again if we did it correctly. Yes, week 01 foundation, RTFS week 01, that is terminal practice lab a.txt, lab b.txt. Intentionally debug, type cd lab z. Notice there are no such file or directory. So what it says is I should try to create the error if I type where we are. Sorry, I think I have yeah. So we are in lab B. We are I intentionally created another error because I didn't put space between CD and two dots. I'm now at terminal practice. Now if I type CD lab Z, I get the error. So if I don't know the folder name, I'll type ls. I see all the objects that are present, and then I can safely move to the folder because I know the name, correct name. Check actual folder's name, type the correct name. Second debug drill, use cd twice by mistake. I created an error with cd, so use cd twice by mistake. Notice you are no longer in project folder. Move back step by step with cd commands. Do not panic when folder is missing. First confirm actual location and actual names. So if I type cd, move to rtws01 again. So we're not at week 1 right now. We are at RTFS. These are the folders or file present. Then it says move back to the right. Okay, I have to type cd RTFS 801. We are at RTFS 801. Now cd terminal. We have moved back to the terminal practice of week 2. So you might not have been able to see it, but these are the like I use cd dot dot twice. I saw what are the objects present there, where we were at. We were at RTFS. Then I changed the directory to RTFS week 1. Then again to terminal practice. I got back to my working directory for the terminal practice. So hands-on needed. Okay, then go to week 1, verify I've done this, create practice folder, make that terminal practice. I've done this. Verify with ls. I've done this. Enter the practice folder. I've done this. Create nested folders. I've done this. Create files in this. I've done this. Return and create file in lab B. I've done this. Verify full structure at each level. I've done this. Open, explore and confirm structure. Move from project to without guessing and explain how you. Yes, I've done all this in project. Initialize repository. In project root run version git is installed. Initialize repository now. Git init. So which one are they calling the root? Create a practice folder inside. So if okay, I think I'll move to the RTFS folder. And I'm now at RTFS folder and I type git init. Using master as the name for the initial branch. This default branch name will change to main in git to configure the initial branch name. Use in all your repository which will suppress this warning. Call git config global init. Names commonly chosen in master are main, trunk, and development. It says I initialized empty git repository in users bin. with git config. Names commonly chosen main trunk development can be renamed when git branch. Okay, so if I type if branch and development, I'll type trunk and type git status. Untracked files, nothing added to commit, but untracked file version from git add to track. Okay, so I I typed the commands and I changed the is empty repository. Untracked files and folders are normal in this at this step, which is there. So I have used these resources. Yes, I think I'll update this link here as well, which shows the hierarchy visual. We didn't go through this, but I think this is the link from yesterday. Let me check. Yeah, this is the link from yesterday. We went through it. End of day 2. These must terminal practice folder, lab folder with test, lab folder that you can use. Yeah. Git repository within it. Week 1 project structure now has usable subfolders, terminal confusion risk reduced. So, so we have achieved that in our today's session, that we have a terminal practice folder. I was able to create subfolders with files in each. To the terminal, I got into habit of using pwd and ls to check where I'm at, so to avoid confusion. And I also initialized the git repository with git init. So, and also uh, in at a broader level, I was able to develop my folder navigation skills. And week 1 project structure has usable subfolders, terminal confusion risk reduced. Let's see if there are any other visuals that we would have seen. And this is no, I think we still are uh, referring to the visuals that we ran yesterday. So today was also a good session. Think it finished a bit early. Maybe I'll do more sessions today because I have to cover up for the time I missed due to being busy with the other projects at our company. So this was a good day. I was able to use the terminal to navigate and make some changes with files and folders and subfolders. So thanks for being with me, and see you soon in the next stream.